Squid Game Season 3, as of recording this intro, is about to drop. And as of upload, will have just dropped. So what better time to bring back this series where I trace a thing a bunch of times and it goes off the rails. So I'm going to trace a picture of Gi-hun, player 456, then trace the tracing of the tracing, and so on until I do that 456 times. If you're wondering why not 500, the clue was a couple sentences ago. If you've seen my previous editions of this sort of thing, welcome back. It's been over a year. Now, let's get squidding. Okay, so the image we're using is this picture of Gi-hun smiling in Season 1. Maybe the most iconic screenshot. I was tossing up between using that angry, stoic picture from Season 2, or just using one of the pink soldiers. That would have been a lot easier, but I think this is going to produce a funnier result, so I'm going with that. Alright, let's start tracing. I'm going to be simplifying this quite a bit, because I'm not going to be drawing a realistic human face 500-ish times. Can't even do that once. I could color it in like that, but I think this is fine. Also, I gotta stop undoing. I'll take what I can get. Let's do the hair. So, I'm gonna have to kind of interpret this shape and choose what details to include. I don't know about this area. And it's cut off at the top, so I'm gonna just guess how that is supposed to go. I'm gonna be getting exponentially more lazy after this one, so I'm not too precious about how it looks. I think that is like a good shape to go with. And then do one solid thing for the teeth. Eyebrows are interesting, because I have to turn them into a solid chunk. Let me change this hair a little bit. That kind of captures it better. Okay, very different eyebrow shapes, but let's just see what that looks like. I'll draw a couple of these lines. There's a lot of estimations. And I'll also include the stripe. Okay, is that a good likeness? Kind of. It gives us a lot to work with for the transformation. Alright, so obviously this drawing is a lot different to this photo, but you get the idea. It's only gonna get much, much worse from here. I should actually resize this and put it down the bottom. Alright, so the lines are gonna be extra thick for the first one. Okay, I'm gonna time this second one. Okay, wait, how have the eye lines reached the hairline? I forgot to mention, but a rule is that I'm not going to look at any of the previous tracings until the end. So after this, I'm not going to see the first one again. Done. That took 3 minutes 46. I'd like to do it much faster because at 2 minutes per, it would take 15 hours. Still looks like what I imagine it should. Let's get to work. The last time I did this was on a laptop, but now I have a big 4K monitor. I don't know if it made it easier, but it made these shots nicer. Update. We are well past halfway, and also I watched the first episode of Season 3. It was pretty good. I liked it. Getting into the deep end now, and maybe it looks like I'm giving away too much, but trust me, it can get worse. So here we are at the final tracing. It's pretty zoomed in, so not a full spoiler, but man, what an epic adventure. I know that was only a couple of minutes for you, but that took me 16.5 hours over 4 days. But these are the sacrifices we make for wobbling line art. And we are finally done. So let's take a look at the transformation from tracing number 1 to number 456. Well, that is kind of ridiculous. So many things to point out, but I'll just go over a few. First off, obviously the head is very up and shrunken. It's kind of drifted to the left as well. The shirt collar, the little points on each side, used to be pretty much at the bottom, now they're just halfway up. And the shape's somehow more complicated. The mouth kind of settled into that form pretty early. The lock of hair on the forehead switched from left to right, kind of. The hair overall very squashed. Actually, the tufts at the bottom got much bigger, but also very simplified. Okay, now we're going to go back to the past before I watched this transformation and try to redraw the 456th drawing. Alright, now I'm going to try and draw the 456th drawing from memory. It's a little bit of a tradition, a little bit of a fun challenge. So I tended to start with the nose, so I'm just going to do the same order of operations that I've been doing. The mouth is like not much wider than the nose. I'm really not sure about that ratio. Just trying to copy the last drawing without seeing it. It seems quite off, honestly. I should do the eyebrows. This is way too high up. I really forgot how far down this thing was. And this is the gist of what was happening. I think he was a bit skinnier than that. Okay, this can't be too far off, right? Let's have a look. Alright, I mean, it's not too bad. Filled out a bit. Now, you did just see the whole transformation, but I haven't seen any of the previous tracings since I drew them. This is 456. Now, let's take a look all the way at number 1. I mean, I know what Gi-hun looks like, but... Holy crud. I always know that it's going to be very different, but I am always surprised by just how much it's changed. That to that. Well, one thing I did know for a fact was that the head was shrinking drastically. I knew I simplified the teeth and hair as well. The torso just lengthening. Well, that was strange. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. Maybe subscribe, closing in on 100k, kind of. But have a nice week, and I hope I'll see you in another video soon. Goodbye.